Alrighty, so we're continuing with our theme for this week, reviving resolutions. And one resolution that I brought up a little while ago was changing the website. The itinerary creation process has been going really quickly this week. So hopefully we'll finish up the itinerary, a simple little travel study, right? And then we will go into the website and do a little bit of finishing that up, maybe post it, and then I can share some information about that later. Okay. So the next book that we have is this one. Oh, I need to share my screen, don't I? So let's go ahead and do that. Setting Goals. This is by John Rinesh. It's all about self-actualization. Maybe I probably should have tried to be a little bit more intentional about getting newer books, but I don't know. The books do tend to be on the older side. Which has its benefits too. So the purpose of this book is to assist you in obtaining absolute clarity on what you want in every area of your life. If you are willing to get clearer about your intentions in life, if you are willing to get more value out of your life, or in this case, your year, right? If you are interested in improving the quality of your day-to-day experiences, then you can look forward to taking the first step towards a richer, fuller, more satisfying life. This book does not suggest purposes for your life. It does not suggest goals either. This book is designed to be a tool for you to determine and clarify all of your own desires, your own wants, your own dreams, looking at them, establishing your willingness to have them in your life, and making them even more real by writing them down. You may discover many desires about which you were previously unaware. That's interesting. I like that. I was thinking this book was going to be essentially the same as the book from yesterday, but it's not, you know? This is kind of slightly the difference between determine and define, right? So this book would be really good for the determining piece of the, cycle of the cyclical lessons. And then the book from yesterday would be better for defining the actual goal, right? Okay, you take a closer look at these. I strongly recommend that you read this book in as short a time span as you can arrange in your schedule. An absolute essential for getting value from this book is doing the exercises in chapter 9, actually listing what you want in one continuous sitting. I'd like to see you read the book in a relatively short time period, such as one day or a weekend, depending on your reading ability, speed, and comprehension. I personally believe that shorter period of time in which you can absorb the material contained in this book, the more value you are likely to receive from it. Remember, the time you give to yourself in order to get clear about what you want could be the most valuable gift you ever give yourself. There is more value in giving yourself a day or two in the subject of what you want in your life than you could possibly receive by doing anything else. Think about it. What else could you do that could be more important than to resolve what you want in life? All of it. In order to achieve the maximum degree of value from this book, you must be willing to have the things you say you want and recognize that this may be a significant change in your lifestyle. You must be willing to create an environment for really looking at what you want, taking responsibility for getting value from the entire experience. Welcome to a level of personal responsibility that few people ever reach. Congratulations for coming this far. Wow, reach out loud. I like that. Chapter 1, What We All Want. There's an anecdote that I recall reading some time ago about a young boy trudging along a country road with a small caliber rifle over his shoulder. A man walking in the opposite direction asks the youngster what kind of creature he is hunting. The boy replies, "Dunno, sir, I ain't seen it yet." The boy's reply is a perfect example of how most people run their lives. They are out to accomplish, attain, and achieve, but they aren't sure what. Imagine going shopping for a new automobile without any idea of what kind of car you want to buy. Picture yourself walking through car lots, dealer showrooms, and checking through the want ads in the papers without any idea of what you want. Many people do shop for cars in this manner, by the way, so this example is not an uncommon analogy. Conversely, imagine yourself knowing exactly what you want and doing the same thing, but knowing what you're looking for. Can you see the difference in how you will feel while seeking what you want, making the selection, and coming home with your new car? Most people don't know what they want, but they're certain they don't have it. Every human being has been here some time in his life, and many people spend their entire lives knowing they don't have it. Few people, however, take the time to look and see what it is. It is my observation that most people spend more time planning a trip to the grocery store for one meal than they spend looking at what they want for themselves for their entire lifetime. As human beings, we are all remarkably similar in our desires for ourselves. All of us have a different picture or representation or concept of what it looks like, but we all seem to want that oftentimes elusive peak experience. It has been referred to as paradise, total fulfillment, oneness with the divine, total success, and many other labels. Okay. The ingness, I love that. The ingness, that's so nice. It's like an action thing. The movement itself. Mhm. Okay. Traffic jail philosophy. While preparing material for this book, I was sitting in a traffic snarl up in the Chinatown area of San Francisco. Suddenly it hit me. I discovered a vital principle sitting in the middle of Kearney Street. Who would have thought? I had been giving considerable thought to all the material I was gathering, and there seemed to be some element missing for me. Not being a psychologist, I had felt that I might be lacking in some knowledge of basic principles concerning human motivation. I did know, however, that I was getting extremely high and feeling terrifically satisfied whenever I was moving towards my own goals. Satisfaction comes from within, not from external sources, such as the acknowledgement you get from others. Whatever agreement or acknowledgement you get from others is not satisfying in and of itself. Agreement is merely pure approval of being okay, or of being accepted by other people's standards. It is not satisfaction. Genuine satisfaction is a very personal experience, a very personal victory. Of course, there is a bonus if you can share it with others, but you are the source of it. Your attitude is the victory. I like the analogy of picturing life as a bus, where you can be either the bus driver or one of the passengers. Being the driver and knowing exactly where you are going, the route you will be taking with its stops and detours, gives you a sense of control and certainty about reaching your destination. As a passenger who isn't certain of the schedule and route, you would be likely to miss out on any satisfying accomplishment. You wouldn't seem to be able to do anything about the results, and you couldn't be certain about how the destination would be reached anyway. In the bus of life, you have a total choice. You have a total choice whether to be the bus driver or a passenger. Of course, the driver also gets to make wrong turns, driving errors and mistakes. He also gets the prize, the win of pulling off a successful trip, getting where he wanted to go when he wanted to get there. In this book, I have attempted to provide you with all the necessary know-how to become the bus driver in the bus of life. The goal of this book is to support you in recognizing what you want, but it cannot make you do it. That is up to you alone. That is up to you. Okay, all the characters look like that. That's good. Discovering what we want. I like a state of continued becoming with the goal in front and not behind. Okay, so let's go ahead and make our goal for what time we're going to finish doing this so I can go over the website. Let's try to get this done by 7:45. And by the way, there's something to be said about multiple goals at one time and conflicting goals, or kind of like short-term versus long-term goals. Because with the workshops, the main goal is just to come up with like a systematic way of doing these itineraries and practicing different ways to do them for, custom ones. And these are very simple, straightforward, but other ones would be a little bit more in depth, and we would figure out, okay, what's the balance of travel that you'd like, what's the balance of study, what's the balance of application, or things like that, what's the balance of skills that you want to actually incorporate, things like that. So, and when I say skills, basically I mean the skill that's going to be assessed, right? I mean, what do you want to actually assess while you're doing all of these things? And that's another thing that comes up quite a bit in lesson planning is which skill are you assessing? You'll probably be covering and leveraging a bunch of different skills potentially, but there's one that should be targeted and assessed. And well, if you're in the mentality of things like exit tickets and things like that, and objectives, which not all classrooms do. I mean, I think a lot of times a teacher would have an objective, but not necessarily. Like one thing that kind of helps me, just to kind of stay relaxed in a lot of uncertainty is just to accept that anything that's true in one case, the opposite is probably true, whether it be in that case or another. So I know there are people who are all about objectives. So I'm sure there's some camps or school of thought that think objectives are the worst. Yeah. I think the only drawback to having objectives is that a lot of times the objective itself decontextualizes and therefore devalues the skill itself, right? I mean, if you're going over the skill and you're not actually intertwining it with why it's useful, it's kind of a lost cause, like a genuine lost cause, a lost reason for the objective. So then, because you have an objective, you have to engage. You have to explain, okay, since we've decided to handpick an objective, now we have to make it clear why we're doing this objective specifically. So I think objectives themselves have led to a lot of less engagement. And it doesn't have to be that way, but sometimes you're like, okay, this is our objective for the day. And you really have to pump in the context and engage. And then I'm going to stop. Not to say that I don't have objectives, but my objectives aren't skill specific. My objectives are purpose specific, and then I focus on a particular skill. But a lot of times, objectives state what the standard is, and that I think is the misstep. You need to have a broad objective, but you know what you're looking for within that. There's a big difference. I think that's very much my opinion. I remember working with a coach who had a very different mentality and was like, you have to have lessons and skills that truly build on each other. But the way that she did her lessons was that it was a super isolated skill. And I thought, oh man, we're in two completely different camps. I don't teach like that. And I think something like that is akin to teaching to the test. But it doesn't seem like it's teaching to the test because they're like, I'm not thinking of any particular test for this, but you're teaching to testing. And that's why it's so hard for students when they take tests, because things are just shuffled, you know? I think, I mean, I don't really know. But I know when I've studied for tests, and I do tend to be more of the cramming type, but I also usually don't test for things. Well, this isn't entirely true, but I prefer to test in something after I've worked in it. So, for example, when I was taking my test, getting my teacher certification, I took a long time before I got my teacher certification. My teacher certifications. And I just realized something. I went to the party of this English teacher. I forgot for a second that I took the test to teach high school English and not just ESOL. Anyway. But this is all about goals, right? And yeah, figuring out what we want. Kind of what contextualize and stuff. No worries. I'll get this itinerary done. I just have to read to get a better idea. Most of the itineraries that I've had so far are local ones. And we went to a mall. But yeah, there's a local arcade, a local mall, and a local university. So this one is about figuring out what you want. Looking at goal setting as a light, invigorating adventure, and by having a good time at it. I love that. Ooh, this might be another one where I take quotes. Well, let's take a quote of this one. 4 minutes to get this done. So I'm thinking about going to a restaurant. So if you go to a restaurant and you figure out, it's more figuring out what you want. Where else do you go? And I know you go to the store to figure out what you want all the time, but where else do you go where you really have to know what you want? I think just going to a restaurant. And intentionally selecting what you want outside of, beyond other people's expectations or what you usually get. Ooh. Okay, so what if you go to a restaurant, you sit there and you're like, I want this, I want that, I want that, before even looking at the menu. And then you figure out which one of those options best fits that music. Local restaurant. List desires. List food desires for 1 minute before. No, that should be the. Should that be the right? forwarding it menu to order. And then this is speaking. I was reading, so I have listening. I need to do listening. Oh, that's a good one. Listen to your heart's desires. Listen to your heart's desires and list them as a guide for setting goals. There we go. And we're done. It's at 45. So we're going to come here and then we're going to open the website. That's right. Woo! It's pretty exciting. Apparently the website's up. I went in again and tried the process again. And this happens pretty often, right? So you go in, you think things are kind of not working out, going one way, and you're like, man. And then you go and you try it again. And it's like a whole different setup and everything's fine. So here's the site I have so far. I don't have payments set up or anything like that. I'm not publishing the site yet. But here we are. Woo. I can publish it though. Let's publish it. Look at the published. You can check it out now. But I'm still working on it. Look at it. Yeah, no. Wow. Yeah, this is it is a step up or a few from when I was using Libby before. Wow. Eesh, yikes. I mean, this is true. I didn't type this stuff in, but it is true. So I need to take that stuff down. But we had the itinerary library, which I don't think I put the link there. And then easy booking. I need to put those links. Woo! This is the most recent post. Yeah. So I should probably take this down. This is not good. But the website is bookpagesdale.com. Okay, book Pagesdale. So it's like book Pagesdale, and then it's book Pages Dale, right? Yeah. So, and then it's book Pages. Yeah, I'm just kidding. Yeah. I'm really, really excited. I was truly concerned that I wouldn't be able to fix what had happened before. And here we are, no worries. But you need to add these links. So let me just go ahead and get these links here. This is like the landing page. Copy link. Yeah. Hold on. It should work to invite people. How does the invite link work? I'll just put the invite link. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah. So itinerary library. Eesh, I'm a little bit concerned about add slide. No, yeah, to add a slide. I apologize. Delete slide immediately. All right. What I would like to do is do something with the button. Yeah, the button. What's going on with the button? Main banner. What is happening with the banners? So I'm a little confused about why I can't. Content, image, tagline, headline. Here we go. Add link. Yay. What? What? Hold on. I can't do an external link. Oh no. Do an external link. Oh, there you go. Oh, thank God. All right, and then this is fine. What's going on? And then wow, I don't. There we go. Order now one. Secondary button. right? Now for the secondary button, I have to go through a few steps. Stitch Cafe, Travel Cafe. I might going to do this later. I just might do this later. Oh. Remember. Man. Okay, here we go. External link. Save. Okay, so I like the verbiage. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. But I'm going to have to grab it other places to get. Um, here. Should probably get some other images there, but this is really exciting. Let's see, hopes and desires. Go places again. 2. Go towards. I'm really not here to compete with anyone. I'm really just here to combine and raise. I'm here to kind of like facilitate partnership. Ooh, test and apply knowledge. I like that. Test and apply. Ooh, assess. All right, I feel like this should be enough. I don't need a lot. I hope those are pupils. So I'll have to change this soon enough. And I think I would like to add another slide, actually. Let's add another slide. And this is so user-friendly, guys. Okay. The most recent ones were the calendar ones. Where's the... It was orange, wasn't it? Oh no, it was purple. Let's just do the learning of foreign language one. Ouch. Hold on. So now I also want to add learning foreign language. You see, I don't remember which ones. Learning of foreign language. Oh, this was kind of a weird spin that I... Here we go, it's these. I wonder if I can do more than one. Can I do more than one with that? Yes. One of these is a repeat. Yeah, that one's a repeat. Thank you. I'm so glad that was possible. Okay, now let's see if we can reorder them. There should be... So there's still only two. Just one play today. Oh, I had to do... Okay, so can I reorder it? I think I can reorder it. Yeah. So I just need to add a slide. Oh, lovely. Okay. So that's done. Then I can go back. This one needs to go here. I kind of like this one to be last. This one needs to be first. So the orange one. The blue one. And let's do animals one, the other blue one, and then the last one. This isn't hard. The other blue one. And then, really now? Okay, and then book now. Oh, that's not. These aren't very good for bookings, are they? This one wasn't very good for bookings, for like actual. Um, that's not true. I don't know. I kind of just, they're so small. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and end the live. Yeah, but that was it for today. You know, um, good progress, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.